95% of students waste their 70% of their study time. In 10 seconds I am going to prove you've studying wrong your entire life. You're intelligent is not problem, your strategy is embarrassingly bad. Not everything you do in process of learning has equal weighting. And some of the things students do thinking is beneficial actually do absolute nothing. What helps you learn is active recall, this where you take information that is stored in your brain and put it onto a sheet of paper, whether through blurting or answering past paper questions without looking at notes and spaced repetition for when you need to look at notes to get the information into your head. You want to be doing it pretty constantly, revisiting it and rebuilding neural pathways of our brain. Do past papers before you feel ready, not after. Most students wait until they've finished the syllabus because they think past papers are there to test them. They're not. Past papers are feedback. They show you the gap between what you know and what the exam actually expects. And that's information you need today, not the night before your exam when there's no time left to fix it. The earlier you find that gap, the more time you have to close it. That's why the smartest students don't save past papers for the end, they use them from the beginning. One habit separates top students from everyone else. After every test, quiz, or past paper, they don't just check the answers and move on. They create a mistake log. Every lost mark gets one question: why did I lose this? Was it because you forgot the concept? Misread the question? Ran out of time? Or knew the answer but couldn't explain it the way the examiner wanted? Because here's the truth, the same mistakes don't disappear with more studying, they disappear when you identify the pattern behind them. A mistake recorded is a lesson you'll probably never pay for twice. Start a mistake notebook. Every time you lose marks on a test or past paper, don't just write the correct answer. Write why you lost the mark. Have you ever spent 3 hours studying, closed your book, and suddenly realized you can't remember anything? You read every page. You highlighted every important sentence. You even felt like you understood it. But when someone asks you to explain it, your mind goes completely blank. Why does this happen? Because reading is not the same as learning. Here's a simple rule that top students use. If you can't teach it, you don't really understand it. Think about your favorite teacher. Could they explain a difficult topic using simple words? Of course. That's because real understanding isn't about using complicated vocabulary. It's about making complex ideas simple. So here's what you should do after every study session. Close your notebook. Now imagine you're standing in front of a classroom, teaching a 10-year-old student. Explain the topic from the beginning. Don't look at your notes. If you get stuck, don't panic. That moment is actually the most valuable part of studying. That's when learning begins. A scientist once asked a simple question: what's the fastest way to make a smart person perform like an average one? The answer wasn't making them study harder. It was making them ignore their brain. Every day, thousands of students try to improve their grades by buying new books, watching motivational videos, and downloading productivity apps. But they ignore the one thing that controls all of it, the brain. Think of your brain like a high-performance sports car. Put premium fuel in it, service it regularly, and it flies. Fill it with junk, never let it rest, and keep slamming the brakes every few seconds. It won't matter how expensive the car is. The same is true for your mind. Every hour of lost sleep weakens your memory. Every endless scrolling session steals your attention span. Every skipped meal or lack of water makes it harder to think clearly. And here's the scary part. Damage doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like forgetting what you studied yesterday. Sometimes it looks like reading the same paragraph 5 times. Sometimes it looks like feeling exhausted before you've even started. The good news? Your brain can recover surprisingly well when you give it what it needs. Sleep deeply. Move your body. Eat real food. Take breaks. Challenge your mind every day. Your future isn't built only by how hard you work. It's built by how well you protect the organ doing the work. Take care of your brain today, because it's the only one you'll ever get. I used to think top 1% students had superhuman discipline. Then I saw one of their weekly to-do lists, and it completely changed how I planned my life because top students don't win on Monday. They win on Sunday. While everyone else is making tomorrow's to-do list. The top 1% are designing their entire week. And here's exactly how they do it. They don't plan 7 days. They plan one mission. Every week has one clear objective. Not study harder. Not be productive. Something measurable. Now every day's work supports that one mission. No confusion. No random studying. They make an anti-to-do list. Not what they'll do, what they refuse to do. No phone during study blocks. No social media before finishing the day's target. No adding random tasks in the middle of the week. Protecting focus is just as important as planning work. And here's the biggest secret: every Sunday, before planning next week, they ask only 3 questions. What gave me the biggest results? What wasted my time? What will I stop doing next week? They make an anti-to-do list. Not what they'll do, what they refuse to do. No phone during study blocks. No social media before finishing the day's target. No adding random tasks in the middle of the week. Protecting focus is just as important as planning work. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe.